welcome back to Data Rant. And it's always a pleasure having you here. So today I'll be talking about something that has been on the minds of a whole lot of people with regards to the artificial intelligence era. Now, the question is, will artificial intelligence take away our jobs? What I basically mean by this question is, will machines tend to replace humans in the jobs that we do? This is quite interesting, and I believe it is a recurring question on the minds of a whole lot of people living at this time because of the revolution of artificial intelligence. Now, to answer that question, which is why I'm doing this post, there is no straight-through answer to that question. From studies, a whole lot of people say, yes, machines will take away our jobs. And some others say, no, machines won't take away our jobs. All right. But today I'll just try to give, not necessarily answers, but I'll just try to give you my own perception on what this is all about and how it will impact you and I and how we should take advantage of this. Alright, so just like I've mentioned in my earlier post about the different stages of artificial intelligence, talking about artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and artificial super intelligence. Now, these are different stages, and at every stage of artificial intelligence, there are certain impacts on humans and also with regards to the kind of jobs that we do. So at the era of artificial narrow intelligence, the machines basically just do a specific task. Machines can just do maybe just one thing and do it perfectly before going over to artificial general and then artificial super intelligence, where machines actually operate with the intelligence of humans. Then when we get there, we should get more scared, right? But for now, I just feel that since we're wrapping up the artificial narrow intelligence stage and moving over to the artificial general intelligence, there are no much fears. But to answer that question specifically from my own view and my opinion, will artificial intelligence take away our jobs? Yes, it will. And at the same time, it will create much more jobs. Okay, so my answer might sound a little bit scary because yes, these machines are here and they will definitely take away our jobs. Yeah, that sounds a little bit scary, but that's not to scare you because it will make us to do much better jobs because it's going to create jobs that will need our human sympathy and empathy, which is one of the most, amazing things to do as humans. It really makes us feel like humans in doing our jobs. So basically, the kind of jobs that machines will basically take away at this point in time will be jobs that are just routine jobs. Jobs that are like the same thing. You just keep repeating it. They're just mundane kind of activities that people do, which doesn't necessarily tax their human brain. It's just a repetitive process, which for me doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So those kind of jobs are easier things to give to the machines to do, while we put our brains in doing something more tasking and makes us more productive and makes us feel good at the end of the day. So the thing is, if your job is something that, we can actually draw a pattern from it. So you do this, and then from this you do that, and then from that you do this, and then from this you go back, and then you start the whole process again, and you keep doing that. Those kind of jobs that are like in circles, there is a path to it. Those kind of jobs will be taken up by machines, and they will do it seamlessly and even much more better than human beings. And for me, this feels really amazing, as we don't need humans to stay to be doing those kind of jobs that are not necessarily brain tasking. So instead of that, let's move humans to do much better things. But there are no fears actually, because artificial intelligence for now will take away about 30% of human jobs, but at the same time, it's going to create about 70% more jobs for humans. And the jobs that it's going to create will be a kind of jobs that will be human fitted, like jobs that are meant and tasking for the human brain, which makes it quite awesome, yeah? So there are no fears at all. But to answer the question, will it take away our jobs? Yes, it will take away our jobs. But at the same time, it will create much more jobs. So just to make this very clear, machines are coming in. We will need people who will sit at the level where they monitor these machines, where they operate these machines, where they actually supervise these machines. And that is multitasking. And then jobs that have to do with human empathy, that have to do with humans' feelings, and have to do with, relating with humans as humans. Machines cannot necessarily do those kind of jobs just yet. So those kind of jobs are still very much open, and I think that's what makes us humans. So there are no fears. In case you feel your job is at risk of being taken over by a machine, yeah, but there's something to be amazed about. There are some other things that will make you feel more human-like, and that is what, you will just basically get to do. So in that way, we can get to say that machines will not necessarily take away our jobs, but they are here to complement and augment us in the jobs we do. The machines are basically here to give us a promotion. So instead of us doing those set of tasks that are basically repeated, we will get a promotion and do something more awesome as humans. So I have 5 basic suggestions that I would want us to take advantage of, even in the rise of artificial intelligence and the era that we found ourselves. So the first one is that we should be ready to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. Now, what do I mean by this? Be ready to take up something new. It mustn't always be what you've done and what you've known. You must be ready to unlearn certain skills that might not be necessary in this era anymore, and then be able to jump up to new skills and then learn them and then relearn it all over again. Because for some of the things that we know and we normally used to operate before now, machines will take that over, and those skills might not be needed for us as humans. So we need to unlearn those things and then to be able to jump up to new tasks. Now, we don't need to limit ourselves to any particular discipline. We can always take up things. There are a whole lot of resources online that you could always get yourself up to speed in anything. And then we have lots of people that are always ready to give back. So you can always reach out to anybody pertaining to the field you would want to learn, but don't be limited. Don't be stuck to your particular field. Be ready to learn, be ready to unlearn, and be ready to relearn. Alright, the number 2 thing is don't rush into doing a whole lot at the same time. Yeah, we have lots of buzzwords booming right now because of the 4th industrial era that we are in, and there might be the temptation to jump onto learning a whole lot of things at the same time. But here is what you should do. Pick just one thing and do it at a particular time. Get the best out of it, learn it properly, learn it so you can be able to teach someone else and get fully grounded in it before you can move to something else. In doing that, you're properly skilled and structured in that particular line, and then you can say you are good enough and then move on to something else. But don't clutter yourself with a whole lot of things all at the same time. Then for number 3, now the era is upon us and artificial intelligence is here. So you may want to fine-tune your learning track as it has to do with what artificial intelligence will impact on us and on our jobs. So try to create a learning track that you can actually focus on and then follow that track, dedicate yourself to that track and learn with that track. Once you have a track, it is easier for you to cut out several distractions, and it helps you to stay focused and learn to the end. Now, a track is really necessary, so you don't just learn things that are not really that important in this era. So try to relate with people that you feel could advise you on how to gather some learning, and then stay true, stay committed, stay dedicated to that track and just learn through. This helps you to get better at what you're learning, and it also helps you to cut out every level of distraction. The number 4 tip is, in all your learning, try to stay at the top of your game. Now, I don't mean that you should become top of the class or you should be like first in all the things you do, but what I mean is, don't try to hide whatsoever thing you learn. Try to show it, try to put it out there, and also try to do a whole lot of projects with what you're learning and throw it to the public, and then let people get to see what you're doing so you can be in the faces of people, and then people can be ready to assist and to help. But don't just be on the table while you're learning and nobody gets to know what you're doing, nobody gets to know what you've done. So for everything that you're learning, following your learning track, the skill set you want to get, for all of that, ensure that you have something. Tie a project to what you're doing and make this public. Get the opinions of people, get the opinions of experts in this particular line, in this field, and it will help you to become better, and it will even encourage you in your learning process. So always stay at the top of your game. Never get lost while learning. Then finally, in all your learning, always try to bring it home. What do I mean by bringing it home? It's once you learn, always try to teach someone else. Always try to impact on the community. Always try to give back. So you're learning a whole lot and probably you feel you're not that good, but you're doing stuff. There's someone else that might need the little you're doing, so always try to give back to the community. This is also a better way of learning. I mean, someone said the best way to learn is to teach. So once you try giving back to the community in whatsoever way, it helps you become better, and I mean, you are also impacting on the community. So whatsoever thing you're learning, always try to bring it home. This makes you relevant even in that particular field that you're trying to learn things on. Okay, so that's about what I want to discuss today. So just to recap, will AI take away our jobs? Yes, it will, but very exciting, it will also create much more jobs. So there are no fears. Just be ready to take up something new and learn, and then be the best at whatsoever thing you do. Now I have a full Medium post on this video just below. Just click the link and it will take you through the Medium post where you can read and then more elaborate research and reporting that I did on this particular topic. It's always good to have you here, but it will also be good for you to share this with other friends so people can get to know what you know. And if you have some questions and some comments or some things you'd like me to talk about, you can just drop it in the comment section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe, because when you subscribe, you are the first to get once I put up a new video. Thank you so much, and see you